Commissioner Wilson, you're at Algonquin College's Pembroke campus today. You listened in on a talking circle. What was that like, given all of the great work that you did with the other commissioners on paving a path forward for Canada and its relationship, non-Indigenous and Indigenous peoples?
Well, it reassures me of what I've been saying all along, which is that we are moving forward. It may not be fast forward, but it is forward. And when you have a room full of people who are leaders in all of the public institutions of the region, including the college itself, it really is evidence of that education will get us out of this mess goal, but it went beyond that today. What I heard was people talking about reconciliation as action and thinking about the things that they could do differently or new things that they could try to do, and very importantly, new partnerships that they could imagine for doing the work they're trying to do. These are all really positive measures and really hopeful and encouraging.
As a post-secondary institution, as a college, obviously, we have a responsibility to respond to the 94 calls of action. What advice would you give to all of us at Algonquin College?
Well, I would say, for one thing, don't make this a one-of. This is a tremendous gathering that you've pulled together here of your leadership from community-wide. A college is not inward-looking. A college is outward-looking. How do you take what you learn and use it to good effect in society and in your lives going forward? And one of the things that I think has been an ongoing challenge for us in terms of education is that it's easy for us to all think about schools and kids in schools. But we also have to think about all of that need for remedial education for all the adults who didn't get the benefit of different kinds of teaching in our school system. So we're still catching up. And I think that you should continue that as a way of also keeping yourself encouraged and to see how public institutions do move forward with what you're providing and the kinds of new initiatives that can be maybe imagined here and fulfilled outwardly in society.
You've written a terrific new book called North of Nowhere. Obviously, a lot of people are reading it to hear your insights into your experiences as one of the 3 commissioners for the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. What do you want people to get out of your book?
I do want the book to speak for itself and for a long time. I want it to be a record of the historic and extraordinary work that was undertaken in Canada, not because Canada had a good idea, but because the survivors of imposed residential schools had a good idea, which to say we need a Truth and Reconciliation Commission as a platform for educating and for reckoning. And I don't want that ever to be forgotten, and I don't want us ever to forget who were the heroes of that story. The question now will be who will be the heroes of the next chapters of Canada's story, and what roles will each of us play. And one of the reasons why I've tried to honor my own voice in that storytelling is because I too am non-Indigenous, which is the majority of Canadians, and I don't want us to sit back and think this is something that Indigenous people have to figure their way through on their own. Canadian laws and policies created the situation that we are now in the midst of, having inherited it, but it is up to us to figure out how we're going to chart our way forward together, and we have a huge role to play, each and all of us.
Thank you for coming to Algonquin College, and thank you for your leadership.
It's been a great honor to be here. I'm very encouraged. It was both my honor to be here, but also a gift for me to be here because it's also bolstered my spirits and encouraged me about the good work you're doing here.